Hey world, my name is Sheila and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's a Flosstube, which means I talk about cross-stitching stuff sprinkled with a little other artsy fartsy stuff and whatever is going on. So welcome in to my little corner, and I go by the Crow River Stitcher here on YouTube and over on Instagram, and then I do have an Etsy shop I sell project bags, and it's called She So Sassy, and I did upload a few more bags today, so there's a few more to pick from. So welcome in, and let's see, it's been a couple weeks, I think, a little over a couple weeks. Today's it's, what is it, Thursday, May 27th, 6th, I don't know. It's so funny when you don't work out of your home, the days just kind of meld into each other, and you don't really pay attention to the date and the day sometimes. So I do know it's towards the end of the week because tomorrow's Friday. We have people coming out this weekend to hang out, so I have to get busy cleaning. I love when people come because it's the one time, like, ooh, do thorough cleaning, toilets, showers. So it's like, you know, those get kind of on the back burner sometimes, but I have to make a good impression when people come and pretend that I'm a clean lady. So, all right, you're here for stitching. I did not have any finishes. I'm so close to like 2 finishes, and I didn't even pick them up this week. So maybe this week I'll concentrate on one and try to get a finish, just because it's so nice to knock something off your little to-do list. Not that, you know, it's to-do list, but you know what I mean? Like when projects are lingering in your mind and you're thinking about them, and you're like, oh, I should get to that one, I should do this, and all those shoulds. So yeah, no finishes, but I did work on a ton of different projects that I pulled out, quite a few handfuls, and worked on them. It was just willy-nilly, whatever I was in the mood for this week. I didn't really have a plan. I really thought I was going to start something for Memorial Day, but we had rabbit shows the last 2 weekends in a row, and Memorial Day we have a big show. It's a Saturday, Sunday show, and you get up super early. The show starts at 8:30, so you drive, get your rabbits undone, you know, packed up in the car, drive to the show, unpack them, get them groomed, cut toenails, get them all purdy for the show ladies and men, and then sit there all day and then drive home and then unpack your rabbit and then do it again the next day. So come Sunday night, I'm just like wiped. So Monday, I had no energy to start anything new. I think I wanted to get a patriotic thing started, but it's going to have to hold off until probably 4th of July-ish area there. So the things I worked on this week, or the last couple weeks, are I pulled out the Echoes of a Garden by Mojo Stitches. This is on her Etsy site that you can, I think you can get a hard copy, but you can also download. So Echoes of Garden. And I worked quite a bit on this one. I filled in more grass because my goal is get a lot of that grass done before I hop on over to the lady and stuff. So here is my progress. I think I was about right in here. So I just finished working all this way. I added in the little snail and starting on the lamb over here, which on this, it doesn't show up really strong, but I think once he's totally in, cause yeah, he's got, you'll see his face and you'll see it, but it's not like, you know, the deer is big contrast. So, but the little lamb over there. So I'm kind of just going to work my way, probably put this away for another week or two. and then kind of come up and do some of this. And I'm saving that lady for last. She's kind of my favorite thing on the thing. So I don't want to do her and then be like, man, now I got to do the rest of the stuff. Even though the rest of the stuff are so fun. There's butterflies and all kinds of cool flowers. So each motif is so different and unique. So I don't get bored at all, like with repetitious stuff. So love this one. I'm doing this one on 36 count, just 1/2. And this one is, again, it is called, it's by Atomic Ranch Fabrics, Mellow Stone. And it's just a really nice neutral. There's a little bit of modeling, but not a ton. I just wanted all the colors to pop out. So I just wanted something really simple and neutral. Because the picture, I think, I forgot what the called for is, but the picture on her website, it just looks really neutral. So I kind of liked that and I stuck with it. So that is that one. I'm kind of lost for words today. I'm like real simpleton words. This, that, this. All right, next one is Ann Thomas. Hopefully the glare is not too bad. And this one is Ann Thomas 1854 from Hands Across the Sea Samplers, which I love all her stuff. This is a big girl. It's going to be on 40 count, 13 by 15 finished. So a lot of colors. I'm doing the DMC conversion, and same with Mojo stitches. That's all just DMC also. And I'm doing this one on 40 count, Up in the Attic by Fox and Rabbit. And that is where I'm at now. I left off, I had finished page 1, and then I moved over to the next page. And so page 1 was basically just this floral area there. And so I added in a bird, working on some going over here. I started this flower there and started the words. There's quite a bit of wording across, and the words are 1/1. And I'm doing full crosses on the 1/1. I like 1/1. It gets a little tight. You know, like you probably could just do a half stitch, or is that a 10th stitch? I think that's called. But I'm like, I started doing the full cross, and then I was invested, and so you can't just do one, you know, and then switch over. And I had to rip out one time. I messed up a letter, and ripping out 1/1 is much harder. It doesn't come out as easily. So note to self, do not mess up. Love the colors on this one. And I really like the fabric I chose. It's, you know, the photo cover is really warm too. Almost a little peachy goldy. And I think that one suits well. This one's slightly more neutral. I mean, it's warm, but this looks really warm. But everything's popping off on it pretty good. There's one color that's, you know, like this color and through there matches pretty good, but there's enough contrast with the white and the blacks and other colors around it that it still shows. And I don't mind that, you know, I don't mind some, you know, ghosting, because it just looks older and more worn, I guess, like an antique sampler would. So that is Ann Thomas 1854. Where am I putting all this stuff? Oh, over there. All right, next gal I worked on. I got some big gals. All right, it is the Scenic sampler from Heartstring Samplery. This was new. Yeah, new this spring. Really cute. And I got most of the house done. So I ended up, last time I had done up here, and I had the fruit basket, and then I started the house. So I got the flower put in, and some windows, the brick, and working my way down. A lot of stitching in there. And this is, I believe, 40? Let's see. It is 40 count, and it's fabrics by Stephanie, I believe, and it's called Colonial Parchment. The modeling is really pretty on here. Much more modeled. So I think that's going to turn out good. I got something light. I think the called for is, was it Up in the Attic again? It's darker. I think it was Up in the Attic. Ooh, don't quote me. I should have. I don't have the full, I just pulled out the picture. But the picture on here is very light, and I liked it. So I just picked a kind of lighter fabric, but not really white light. Still has some coloring modeling. So that is Heartstring Samplery, Scenic Sampler. Yeah, it's just going to work down, probably just work down the house. Maybe head over to the willow tree. That looks fun. I'll probably end up messing up in the willow tree somewhere. Counting. I don't know, like a house fill-in for me is so nice because it's really hard to make a mistake, you know. I mean, the bricks you have to pay attention to a little bit more, but in general, all that nice fill-in like on the side here, it's just less counting. And when your brain is not in the mood to count, super nice. All right, so I always have a couple Aida projects going for when I'm on the go, because all my 36 count, 40 count, the linen, I need a magnifier. My eyes cannot see that at all. I have like cheaters that I wear that are I think two. I can't even see it with my cheaters, so I need to wear my cheaters and also like the magnifier with the light. So with the Aida, I like to have stuff on the go, and I brought this one. I'm still working on for my daughter. When she goes to the rabbit show with me, I'm like, oh, I'll bring that with, because I want to get this done pretty quick, and it's almost there. So I think maybe a few more days of working on it, I can knock it out and get this done for her. So this is from Enzo Studio off of Etsy, and it's it's from, I believe, the Corpse Bride movie, and it's the vows, the wedding vows that the Corpse Bride says. I don't know. I've probably watched the movie with her years ago, but she loves Tim Burton, and that's what she picked out for me to work on. So this is on, I believe it's 16 count Aida. It's nice and big. And I did hand dye this one myself with Rit dye. So I've got the butterfly half filled in, and I'm working on filling in the rest of the butterfly. That'll go quickly. A little bit more of a black, like right across the top of the butterfly, and then it's just the words, and that should go fairly quickly. Oh, I have a couple more stitches up by the moon that I didn't have that color, or I misplaced it, so I have it now, but I'll get her done. But that'll get framed and put in her room. It'll look cute in her room. So that's been a fun, easy one for Aida. I like Aida too. And then my other Ada project is a full coverage. It's Whimsical Village #8, and it's from Tam Stitch Designs, T-A-M Stitch Designs, and that's on Etsy. She has so many cute folk art, full coverage, colorful, fun pieces. I mean, look at the trees and those fun flowers and the houses. This and the colors, just, it makes me happy. Makes me so smiley working on this one. I love the colors. I brought this one. We met another day because this month I have a stitch group that we meet, I think the second Thursday of the month, but because there was, oh, I took my wedding ring off. I freaked out for a minute. I was putting lotion on. I forgot my wedding ring on. Oh, don't you hate that feeling? You're like, oh, yeah. So there was 5 Thursdays in the month, and so we met an extra time. So I brought this to stitch. Oh, hello, stomach. I haven't eaten yet today. It's like noon. I'm hungry. I'm going to eat after this. So, oh my goodness, squirrel brain. Maybe that's why I'm not like on my A game right now, because I need some energy with the food. We met an extra day at the Stitch Club, and I brought this. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. And what is on there? Is that something? At least it's in the margins. So this, I believe, oh, this is all dirty, is 18 count Ada. Ooh, that's the problem with white. I wonder if I'll have to wash this. I've got some more dirt over here. The full coverage to fill it in. 18 count Ada, and it's just plain white. I think I got it from, I think this is even the, from like Joann Fabrics, just that, the DMC kind. Is that what it is called? That was Artiste. I think it's just the Joann Fabric one. And I just filled in a little bit more of the sky. So I didn't get very far, a few hours of stitching, but she got some work. But I'm just kind of, I don't have a rhyme or reason. Like, I know some people go like on the diagonal and, you know, and parking. I just pick up a color and go, and then try to find, you know, maybe some colors around it to fill in. But I can't travel too far count wise. Like, there's no way like I could be a like one color finisher, like starting, you know, and then have colors all over and counting. No, I will mess up. My counting skills are not great. Probably a little bit better on Ada. Linen, no, like I would be ripping constantly. So I can only like count off, you know, a few stitches, like maybe 10. Like I'm not gonna, because I get cocky and I'm like, oh, I can count, and I'll start counting and I'll fill in something over here, and then I start working, and then I get over there and I'm like, and then I'm ripping. So, yep. I can't travel too far from home, like home base, and then out a little bit, and then right back in. So, I don't know. I wish I could, that would be fun to be like a color completist, because then you could just put that back in your stash, because there's so many times I know I have a color in one of my bags that I'm, you know, looking for in another project that I'm like, oh, I know I don't need to buy another whole floss, but so that would be great to not have all those flosses like not utilized, but taken up in other bags. So, but maybe down the road, maybe 5 years out the road when I'm like an expert stitcher. All right, next one I started this month was for Mira May, but it was Nora Corbett, but it's my first project, and this is called the Halloween Fairy, and I got it off Herrschners. They sell it PDF, because I believe it was in a magazine years ago, and they have the rights to it. So if you want it, you can get it off herrschners.com. And I worked on her a little bit more. And she's so fun. I'm doing it on 32 count, which I love the 32 count. It's so much easier. I still use my magnification because, yeah, but it just goes so quickly. On this fabric is Atomic Ranch Cobblestone, 32 count. And I think it's looking really good on this. It's very Halloween-y, moody fabric. And she's looking pretty. Got some, all of this right here is Scenic. Can't see the sparkles on screen, but in person, you definitely see the sparkles. If you've worked with Scenic, you know it just doesn't show up on camera very well. But she's fun. I'm really enjoying her. I'm enjoying the Scenic, and I'm excited to get her done and then start beading her. She will be done by Halloween. She will be done by September 30th. Mark my words. I'm claiming it right now. And I don't want to be a liar. All right. The next one, the last one I worked on. Well, nope. My last work in progress that I've been working. I did have one new start. So the next one is on the 15th of every month. I pull out this one for my grandma. And it's the Blue Flower Huckleberry Farm. And if you remember last month when I pulled it out, I got quite a bit. And then I realized I messed up, so I pulled all of it out. So basically, I got back my month. So I got some more stuff done. This one is on 40 count fiber on a whim, and it's called Kunzite, Kunzite, Kunzite. It's pretty purple with a little bit of modeling, but not a ton of modeling. Theirs has a lot of modeling. It was called Shale by Picture This Plus. And when I picked this up at my local store, they didn't have the shale, and I wanted to just impatient. I wanted to get started, so I found this purple, which is really pretty too. It's just a little lighter, but everything seems to pop well on it. I think the only thing that doesn't show up as good is this white basket. On theirs, their white basket pops a little bit more because it's a little darker, but it's fine. It's in person, you can see it, but it doesn't show up as good on the screen. So I ended up where I messed up last time was I put this too close to the bear. So then when I went to stitch the bear, this was like right on top of each other. So I had to rip, and then I had done all, a bunch up here that I had to rip out. So I got the beehive, or I don't know if it's a hive or what it's called, and the bee in, and some of the border up there in, and then I went down and I added this fun little design, and I put that bird in. So that's what I got done on for her. I would like I started this January 15th, and I'd like to be finished January 15th. So if I just pull it out every month and get a nice little section put in, I think I should be golden by then. So that's kind of my goal, is just be done by her well, not her birthday. She was born in January 1st, but she died on the 15th. So by January, finish it. Oh, maybe by the 1st, somewhere in there. Do you like how the mind just changes? Like, think out loud. Like, half the people in this world think out loud and half don't. And I'm a think out loud person. Like, when I'm thinking about how to process the thoughts, it's like it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. And then there's some people who don't like to talk about their thoughts out loud. So until they're all like percolated well, I'm just like, maybe this, what do you think about that? I think they, So, all right, that is that one. So I worked on quite a few different projects. Oh, my stomach. I will not torment myself next time. And there's a couple that are close to finish that I think I'm going to work on this next round to try to knock out, because I do have that goal of 24 starts and 24 finishes in 2024. And we're approaching, well, not quite halfway mark, but it's creeping up on us sooner than not. And summer just always flies by. And I mean, time flies by. Blink of an eye. Boof. Your kid's not in diapers anymore. She's a senior. Ugh. All right. So the one I started was a Mill Hill kit. It's button and beads, and this one is called Ravens. So I've been wanting to start something, a blackbird type thing with blackbirds, because I'm the Crow River Stitcher. And even though this isn't a crow, it's a raven. Ravens and crows are so similar. They're just a little bit, their ravens are bigger, and they have a little bit different beak. But they're, they are so similar. I wonder, can you guys hear my stomach? Oh my goodness. I had a big glass of water and that's what's gurgling. Okay, so back to Mill Hill. This is like a hot train mess. I'm sorry. I'm not scrapping it because it's just, you know, we can't all be on our A game all the time. So I started this, and it's really fun working on perforated paper. I did it for the ornament I did, but it was light. I have never worked on this dark. I believe this is probably, I mean, it looks kind of bluish, but it's probably considered black. Let's see, does it even say? Nope, it just says 14 count perforated or painted perforated paper. So I'm guessing this is probably the black. It could be it almost looks like a navy blue, so I don't know. Maybe it is. I haven't worked with enough perforated paper to be able to tell the color. It does look like a navy blue. So got some of the moon in, and the 3 ravens started. And this has been really fun. It's so interesting with perforated paper because the holes are so big, which are nice to see. But you're thinking, gall, is 2 strands going to be enough to fill those holes? But it is. It's once you start getting that filled in, it covers really well. So that'll be fun. This finishes out at like a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. It's like a 6-inch frame. It'd just be so perfect. And I really like the Mill Hill kits. I see myself probably always having one of these on the go in rotation. Even if it's not this size, like a smaller one. I have the little rooster. Yeah, that little rooster one too. But they're great. Just put them in your purse and go. Probably not the bead part. You know, once you start beading, that'd be a little more tricky, but at least getting all the floss put in. So, and then my old lady eyes see those holes just fine. The paper got a little, like a little bent. I think I had it, not bad, but this does not iron. I'm like, oh, is this like, would this be like paper? Because when they call it paper, you know how you can iron paper? Well, so I just took my iron to just the little tip to see it. No, it melted it. So it's more plastic than like paper. So yeah, don't you dare iron this. You'll have a melted hot mess. I'm glad I just tested a little thing because sometimes I don't test stuff. I'm just like, put the iron down and it's like, psh. So, so happy I didn't do that this time. And yeah, they have a lot of fun little kits, like a ton to pick from. All right. So those were all what I worked on. Plans. So finishing out May, I have to work on my Sal, my Teresa Colgate Sal that is, they're doing Hometown. So that comes out on the 15th of every month. So I haven't picked her up. So I'm going to work on that, catch up. And because I've been staying on, I've been every month like a good student turning in my assignments. So working on that, and then maybe get a finish done. I think I want to try to get either my daughter's finish, or I have that pretty poly bird that I want to try getting done. So I need to get a finish, because I don't even know what number I'm at for finishes this year, but I have a long way to go for 24. I'm going to have to start a lot more smalls to get there, because all my big girls, I mean, those just take a lot of time. So I do have 2 things kitted up that I'm been itching to kind of start, and I don't know what to start. So if you guys think I should one or the other, let me know if you want me to start. I have the Plum Street Samplers float. It's called Float. Float like a butterfly, but it's just called Float, and it's a pin keep. And there's a companion one that's Sting Like a Bee, and I would love to get that one too. I just got this one, but it's all kitted up. I just have it with the DMC and the fabric I picked for this one. I don't think they had the called for. The called for is oh, Vintage Country Mocha 40 count. And so I picked just, oopsie, dropped it. I picked, it's so great because my old store that is now officially closed, they would just cut the size that you need. You didn't have to buy a big old piece and have leftover. This is R&R Creme Brulee 40 count. So just a nice warm, creamy. It looks a lot like Country Mocha, just not modeled. But yeah, the colors are gorgeous. Just all DMC. I love the teals. Very summery. So I thought, and I love butterflies. Actually, that's the only tattoo I own on my body is a butterfly on my ankle, like every other girl in the early 2000s. I got it for my 25th birthday. My girlfriend bought it for me, and yep, so I've loved butterflies. Anything that flies. Birds, butterflies, dragonflies. I love that. I think if I could have any superpower, it would be to fly. I mean, part of it would be like to read people's minds, because I'm always fascinated what people are thinking. But I don't think I want to know what people are thinking on, you know, a full-time scale. If you could turn that off, but like if that superpower is always on and every time you walk by somebody, you could hear their thoughts. No, that would be stressful. So flying would be my superpower. Do you guys love the dreams? I have a lot of flying dreams where you're just like gliding over the city or the town and looking down. You're like, whew. But it's funny because a lot of my flying dreams, I have to start out running and I'm like flapping my arms really hard to get off the ground and like, you know, and then like like floating, and then I can feel myself like kind of falling. So I'm like flapping my arms harder in my dreams. So it's like a bird, weird. So if you guys have flying dreams, do you actually do the flapping, or are you just kind of gliding? Like I'll flap, and yeah, like there'll be times where I'm like flying and I see power lines, and all of a sudden I start like falling towards the power lines, and I'm like trying to flap harder with my arms. Hopefully I'm not like in bed trying to flap, because that would be really funny. Okay, so float is one, and then the other one I have kitted up. So many people have done Little Maggie May, and this is the Animal Cracker series by Stacy Nash, and of course Bunny. I always have to have a bunny project. I do have one bunny project that's been sitting on my shelf that I've not pulled out forever, that I'm like, okay, do I need to finish that bunny project before I finish this one, or can I have two? All these rules that we make for ourselves. So this one is all called for, a lot of like the weeks, and the fabric I picked was 36 count Eden Platinum. So just a really basic neutral, because it's, the bunny's basically full coverage, so all you're going to see is the back and a little between her legs. I think that's not stitched, I don't believe. I think that's just part of the fabric. So to me, I didn't need the called for, because it's, you know, you're just not really going to see it. But yeah, so between these two, which one should I start? I kind of am torn. I don't know. Both of them are great. So let me know what you want to see started, and I will start it. And then, so if you guys noticed in my little thing down there, I hit 3,000 subscribers. 3,000 of you people have clicked subscribe, and thank you so much. It just warms my little heart. Like, it reminds me of the Sally Fields, I think her Oscar or Emmy or whatever those, I don't watch those shows hardly ever anymore, but the one where she's like, you like me, you really, really like me. And I think, doesn't, oh my gosh, what's his face? He mocks her in like one of the, like Dumb and Dumber movies, or, oh no, what's his name? The silly guy. I can't even remember his name. But he did the Dumb and Dumber movies. Oh, yeah. But I think he does that in one of his movies. I don't know, Ace Ventura or something. But that's what I feel like. You guys like me. You really, really like me. So thank you so much. And so for the 3,000, I wanted to make a bag. And on my Instagram, I said, what kind of bag do you think I'm going to make for you guys? And half of you guys said rabbit bag, and half of you guys said a crow bag, because I'm the Crow River Stitcher. And I had planned on doing rabbit, but I'm like, crow, I need to make a big fun crow. I was looking for some cool crow designs, because there's so many cool ravens and blackbirds and crow stitches that I'm like, oh, I should probably have that in my shop somewhere too for a bag. But I was making a bunny bag, and so this is the giveaway, this cute little folk art bunny bag. The colors, just a fun color. The back is, I think this is Lori Holt fabric. It's pinks and kind of, it's not red, it's kind of like a pinky red. And the pretty gold. And then the inside is just this golden leaf. Like, I think that's that one there. Try to match. So this measures about 13 by 15 or so, somewhere in there. But it'll fit a nice big project. So if you want to win this, it's, please be a subscriber, and US resident only, because shipping is just atrocious. And you have to be 18 for me to ask for your address. So please don't say giveaway or free or win. Just in the thing, just write down a comment. Just, you can use it in a sentence, or just write the word bunny. So, and I will randomly pick a winner for my next floss tube for this little beauty. And yeah, so I want to thank you guys so much for just subscribing and taking your time out of your day, because, you know, it means a lot. It gives incentive to keep making these, and a little extra cash to, you know, spend on the fabrics and the shipping and more things to buy to show you guys. So I mean, this is kind of my little slush fun, you know, hobby. So it does really mean a lot to when you guys interact, and the thumbs up and subscribe. So just thank you so much. I know there's so many great YouTubers out there that you guys could spend your day watching, and thank you for coming in and spending your time with me. And also, speaking of YouTubers, there were two people I keep forgetting, like I writing notes, but the Crow Stitcher, not to be confused by the Crow River Stitcher, but the Crow Stitcher, she has shouted me out and I totally forgot. And so I wanted just to mention her. She works on a lot of fun, like gothy full coverages. But she has this one that I saw. It's called something Santa. It was on Etsy, and it's this gorgeous Santa. And I'm like, ooh, I love that one. So if you're into like more alternative, goth, fun, full coverage pieces, the Crow Stitcher is your gal. And then the Running Stitcher mentioned me in his last floss tube, and he's got some fun, like quirky, colorful, you know, designs that he works on. They're just like, they're the kind that make you smile, kind of like my folk art full coverage with all the bright colors, and it's just, they're happy, fun, colorful things. So he's got a lot of fun ones like that. And so thank you too for mentioning me and sending people my way as well. So those are both great YouTubers to check out. Like, we all have our people that we like to see certain designs. You know, some people love the full coverage, and some people like more, you know, samplers, or there's just, so, and I like a lot, like my range really is far. So hopefully I can, you know, show you guys fun things all around. And so, yeah, thank you so much for stopping in. I do have a couple little amigurumi crochet things that I have had for a while, but I wanted to show you. It's from this little book. It's called Mini Amigurumi Birds, and it is by Sarah Abbondio. I found this, I think I got this one off Amazon. And I did know that it's in UK terms. So if you're brand new to making amigurumi, it's, you know, you're used to reading patterns in US terms. Well, the UK terms are slightly different, but it's super easy to convert them, because our single crochet is their double crochet. So when you see double crochet, you just know to do single crochet. So as long as you know the difference, but if you're brand new and that's too confusing, then this book would, you know, might stress you out a little bit. But I'm fairly new at making amigurumi. I've only been doing it maybe a year, I think. But it's super easy because it's got the chart right there. It's like in the beginning. Yeah, it just has UK terms and US. So then, and most all amigurumi is single crochet anyhow. You know, there'll be some half double crochet or something if you're doing clothing. So it just, yeah, so single crochet is US, and this is double crochet, and then the half double crochet is the half treble crochet. So you just, as long as you know, then it's super easy. But these are great. There's 25 little birds, and they're really small projects. So you could just sit down and get them whipped out in an evening. But that's all of them in here. I've made 2 things from here. And the one thing too, like, you know, there'll be like a body from one. So then I'll say, oh, go to page, you know, back to like, say the flamingo. Say the flamingo and the swan have the same body. I don't know if they do, but if they did the swan first, they'll say the body of this flamingo is on page 24 for the swan. So then you have to just go back. So that's a little annoying sometimes compared to some projects. They'll just put it in the thing and redo all the, I mean, it's not bad. You just flip back to a page. So there's that in this book. So the 2 things I made, I did a little peacock. But yeah, they're tiny. They're just, so yeah, I think this one took a little longer because of his wings, or his little plumage. His feathers, not wings. There's his wings. But very easy, quick. Here's the back and all his little glory. His little feet, and he does stand. And then the other one I did was this cute little brown bat. You could do them in black too, but black yarn is harder just to see, like, it's just harder. You have to have good lighting. Just kind of like black linen or black Ada. It's just a little more challenging. So same with black yarn. So I did a little brown bat. And he's so cute. I want to do him in like even a dark brown, and maybe I'll do a black. But then the black bat, his eyes won't show up as good. Do they have them in black? I can't even remember what they have them in. No, they did them in a brown, a little brown bat too. So I just did that. But my daughter was like, I want a black bat. I made this for my daughter. And for the longest time, I had a thing up here on a keychain. And she had him dangling off her like backpack and purse. But I just had like yarn from there, and the yarn broke and the keychain fell off. So I probably have to get a stronger, or do maybe like a 2 or 3 ply yarn, like wrap it better, because if it gets stuck and pulled. But yeah, you can make little keychains. Yeah, he's super cute. They whip up quickly, which is nice. You have some smaller projects. So those were the 2 that I made out of this little mini book. There's some really cute. There's this emu here that I want to do. And I found, do I even have the yarn? Oh, I found, I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. I think at the dollar store or the Dollar Tree, they have some Premier Basics sometimes, but that's the kind of the eyelet yarn, or it's, as you can see, it's kind of a specialty yarn. I found some in gray, so I wanted to make the emu. I haven't worked with that yarn for making amigurumi. I've used it for like scarves and stuff. It's be a little bit more of a challenge, but it's just a little bit of his body. But I think that'd be really fun to do that. I don't know what they called for, oh, here he is. Oh, the flamingo's cute too. No. Oh, and that rock hopper penguin. There's so many cute ones. Now I don't know where the emu went. But I don't know if they called for eyelets or not, but I just found, oh, there he is. The head and body. It doesn't really say. Using gray yarn. Oh, eyelash yarn. That's what it's called. Eyelash yarn. So that's that one. And that's pretty much all I have. Oh, I do have a little critter cameo that, so at rabbit shows, they also show cavies, which are also known as guinea pigs. And this last guinea pig, this last rabbit show, two rabbit shows ago, we found, they were back-to-back weekends. There was a lady who was showing cavies right next to me, and she had a couple little young ones, and I'm sitting there with my rabbits, and I kept looking over at this one. I'm like, oh my gosh, my daughter's like, no, Mom, you don't need any more animals. Like, my daughter's telling me no. And I'm like, oh, but look how cute she is. And so I bought her, and she's not showable because she's got some white on her paws, but I thought it was mostly just for a pet. And then I got home, and I'm like, oh, she's so cute. And my daughter fell in love with her. I mean, she's just carries her around everywhere and snuggles with her in bed and laying in there. And the guinea pig just like goes up into her hair and starts purring and making little noises and squeaking. And so she's fell in love with them. And I'm like, oh, maybe we could start showing some cavies, because a lot of rabbit shows have cavie shows alongside them. Not as popular as the rabbit shows here in our area. But, so I went on a hunt to find her a boyfriend, and she's too young right now. She's got to wait a few months before we can, get some babies out of her. But I found another same breed. They're a little more rare around here. They're called Peruvians. They have long hair. And so I found a breeder, a show guy that had a little boy. So we got him, and so maybe this fall we might be able to get some babies, but I will go grab them and show you how cute they are, because, oh, man, they're adorable. So this is Linus. He's about 7 weeks old. Look at him. Isn't he cute? He's a little chonker already. So he's a Peruvian, and they get really long hair. Like, to show them, you have to wrap them, kind of like in dog shows, like the poodles, you can wrap their hair. So as it gets longer, you just take it and wrap it in paper and clip it down so it doesn't get all dirty and snarly. But look at him. And he's like, oh, what are you doing to me? He's got one black paw and one white paw. And he's got this little like Dong King hairdo up here. Like this white streak right there. Look at him. Oh, he's so cute and so sweet. He's a little scared. Like, you know, he's been here. We got him on Monday. We drove like an hour and a half to go get him. And so, you know, he's like, where am I? And who are these people? But that is Linus. Very cute. And this one is Peppermint Patty. She is a red-eyed orange. So she's got little pink eyes. And she's got this beautiful, like, ginger color hair. But hi. Hi, cutie. Can you say hi? Oops. I know. She's like, what are you doing to me? There, let me hold her a little bit better. Can you say hi? Look how cute. I mean, guinea pigs are so cute. And they live about 4 to 6 years, so a lot longer than a hamster, but still not very long when you get really attached to them. But yeah, she's got little whites on her paws, so she's not showable. But she's still really cute, aren't you? Peppermint Patty and Linus. My daughter named them from the Snoopies. But, I mean, obviously we're not huge Snoopy, but yeah, there. So those are the 2 new little critters that we got. Well, thank you for joining in, and hopefully this wasn't too much of a hot mess train wreck this week. And thank you for everything. And oh, my dog just came to say hi. I had the door open. This is my ragamuffin, another critter, ragamuffin miniature poodle. Her name is Foxy. Can you say hi? Yeah, she needs a shaving and a bath. But can you say hi? Foxy lady? Foxy lady parts. So here's our indoor dog. She is 10. She's a blue poodle, which they kind of get really gray. So she looks like she's really old. But she's 10. So this is another critter that made an appearance. All right, you guys have a wonderful rest of your May, and I will see you back in a couple weeks. Happy stitching!